Поехали допроходить.
Not yet. I like to look at him strut around, place the crosshair on his medals, right on his face, and just fiddle the trigger.
Save the treat for later?
He is a juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day. The blackest. When I put that gun in my own mouth, I think. No, don't waste it. Put this lead in that cock, Rene. For the boys he killed. And then I look at him throw those balls, and I suddenly feel better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one for him. Haven't seen him around lately, strutting around. Must be down with arthritis. I hope it hurts like hell. I hope he sweats blood.
Hearing it may destabilize him. You sure you've gotten everything from
him? Yes, of course. Must be past your kidney stone. I hope it's excruciating. At least it keeps him from throwing his ball.
He seems relieved. Could he have been worried for him? He reminds him of himself. The same hatred. The same. You try to...
Glad? It's all gone.
His lip curls.
Glad? It's all gone.
The old man stares despondently. For a 60-year-old man with...
Нить добиваем.
The old man stares despondent. For a 60-year-old man with...
72%, я... 2 из 3 хочу заметить.
The old man stares. What strikes you about this gaunt man is not the stomach pain, or the cough, or the malnutrition. For a man who spent 44 years hidden in the earth, indeed, he speaks fluidly. His movements are rapid, if erratic. His voice, despite the cough, is there. It's a mystery. This animation comes at a cost too. Erratic hand gestures, thought processes cut off like threads, as he just stares at the logs or the reeds. He also suffers mood swings, bubbling to the surface, unconstrained. You've seen demented people before. This feels similar, yet different. When his thoughts move, they are lucid, keen even, not senile. Is it some kind of substance damage? Like he's addicted to something? Not only the painkillers he's clearly on. You've seen demented people before. This feels similar, yet different. When his thoughts move, they are... Is it some kind of substance damage? Like he's addicted to something? Not only the pain...
No. I won't be stuffed full of shit like the rest of...
You said you take painkillers.
I take them to cope with pain. The people of this city use painkillers because they have pain. Untreated illnesses, not...
He is indeed very lucid at times. It's not a downer, rather an upper, judging by his snaps.
Like some kind of decadent rock star. No, I'm not okay. I shit blood, and I'm surrounded by...
There it is again. Erratic hand motions, bouts of rage. And could it be a symptom of overdosing on something? Something even you have not tried? Keep your eyes peeled.
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
This terror is the sum of all the uncontrollable movements and mood swings he's been exhibiting.
Your Wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be given legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 40... Do you understand?
But... No, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He's sweating. Beads are forming on his forehead. Pupils are dilated too. Eyes get...
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
You thought you heard something, but it's just the reeds.
Можешь попробовать добить его.
The old man stares, despondent. What strikes you about... Indeed, it's a You've seen... Is...
No,
You said you take...
I take
He is in... It's not a downer. Right.
like some kind of deck. No, I'm...
There it is. Could it be a symptom of over... The old man stared.
What? But you said I would be taken...
This terror...
Your Wayfarer... Do you...
But... No.
He's sweating. Pupils are dilated.
Your confirmation is not required, sir.
You thought you heard something. The old man stared.
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
This terror...
Your Wayfarer... Do you...
But... No.
He's sweating. Pupils are...
Your confirmation is not required, sir.
There it is again. To your north, as it has been since you came to the coast. Something completely different. It sounds like a bow. Very slowly being...
Maybe there is room for 3 on the boat. What?
What are you talking about? Is this... really us?
Your skin crawls. A delicate
Различные.
tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving.
What are you talking about? There's nothing there.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes, and you feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand rise instinctively.
Tell me what you see, damn it. I can't make out one small thing in the reeds.
I can see it.
4 simple words, thank God. If you can see, then you're not insane. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence. Its limbs long and...
Be very, very careful.
Мне не нравится этот момент. Но я думаю, это какой-то метафора какая-то.
creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from its head like a woman's hair, white and curled at the tips. The segmented antennae move with apprehension, searching for something that's not there. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks. The hiss is different from the strings you heard before. It says something else in a lower pitch. Slowly, with your breath held, you take 2 small steps toward the phasmid. The creature lets out a sear like laughter. A salt sweat drips from your brow, soaking your chest. The tracheal system on the creature's abdomen expands in front of you to take in and expel air. It's hissing and clicking. It extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The head of the creature is crowned by reeds, and its eyes are like small droplets of water. The insect stops its stridulation, seeming to observe you. Below its crown of reeds, little pinprick eyes. Suddenly, there is silence. As you do, the invertebrate comes to life, its limbs moving independent of each other, as praying to you. Unwittingly, the insect continues its stridulations. As it moves, tuft-like structures still pretending to be plants rustle along on its...
Maybe it is real, the pheromone.
The insect's head is crowned with reed-like scales, the shape of seed heads. They rustle as the air moves. The ventricles at its abdomen, breathing you in, your sour, greasy semiochemicals on the breeze. No reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth, along with what appears to be some kind of foam. The stridulations of its lip. You were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segmented lower. The faintest smell, like you've never felt before, like burnt roses.
Careful, it may be poisonous.
The foam slowly turns a darker shade, like burnt caramel, as the insect moves its mouth parts, masticating, letting out that same smell, like summer burning.
I exist. Tell me what it's like for you. Then I will tell you what it's like for me. Fire? Where? That is your problem. Nothing ever ends for me. There is only room for 2, maybe 3. For me, it is a series of half-lit images, a kind of darkness being intruded upon.
So what if the next picture doesn't come? This creature is not the photographer, just the camera.
Shapes of plants and animals, and internal sensations, a swarm of sounds, tiny vibrations on the... I am at the end of a narrow funnel, weightless, so light, it only feels like something to be me. In truth, perhaps I'm nothing. I certainly do not have a soul, and if I did, it would never burn. few of us can begin to imagine the horror of you, with all of creation reflected in your forebrain. It must be like the highest of hells, a kaleidoscope of fire and writhing glass, even when you're sleeping. And when you wake, you carry it around on your neck, with eyes open that cannot help but swallow more behind the mirror. I feel great, mute empathy for you. That must be incredibly hard. The Arthropods are in silent and meaningless awe of you. Know that we're watching. When you're tired, when the vision spins out of control, the insects will be looking on, rooting for you. And when you fall, we will come to raise you up. Bud from you, banner-like, blossom from you and carry you apart in a sky funeral, in honor of your passing. But not me, because I'm just a leaf eater.
In honor of your shit, Lieutenant Yfretur, which you kept together in the face of total unrelenting terror, day after day, second.
So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect? Yes, no one detected me for such a long time. For thousands of years. I didn't. Out of no one believed I exist. Almost no one. Until you came, detective. Dripping of blood and smell. No, you're awake. I am real. Light is forming me. This is real. Not even the birds know that. Not even the water lily. You can also eat it. If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth.
Wait, so
Yes, they don't mind. Yes, I once cloned myself and ate the little ones. It was winter, and I woke up at the wrong time. It was an accident. I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmadia, endemic to the Insulandian Insula. For the last 350 years, I have hidden in plain sight, masquerading as the reeds, molding, cloning myself, unfolding at night to play with trash bins and boys, and went unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. Also, by the soldiers of the revolution and the officials of the occupation. Even the Seminoles Islanders who came here first, I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions, until I was accidentally discovered by a detective of the citizen militia in Rebelshaw, district of... No, you are. The moral of our encounter is, I am a relatively medium. The Pale too came with you. No one remembers it before you. The Nidarians do not. The radially symmetrics do not. There is an almost unanimous agreement between the birds and the plants that you are going to destroy. It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you, eating away at reality. A great, unnatural territory. Its advent coincides with the arrival of the human mind. You're a violent and irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the stars burning in it are afraid of you. Give me enough time, you will wipe us all out and replace us with nothing. Just by accident. We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life 2.6 billion years ago, when organisms first started breathing. Only much worse.
instead of air, you exhale thoughts. There are no trees that eat thoughts.
Everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nose mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if... No, You're only thinking it now. This is a revelation. So it is already happening. Soon, one of you will close your eyes and open them to see that none of this ever existed.
It doesn't look like that, no. You're just staring at it. Okay. Is it somehow related to the case? I think we should take the picture.
No, there is one more. Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you. That woman, turn from the ruin. Turn and go forward. Do it for the working class. She was middle class. It doesn't take a 3-meter stick insect to tell you that.
Okay.
There is no change in the insect's motion while it's being aimed.
In 3. If it moves, you jump back. I'll shoot. Here we go.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of a sword. The phasmid freezes in its bright light.
I got it.
The antennae hang from a great height. With your hand shaking, you barely touch the tip of the left whisker. The sensation is electrifying. It is surprisingly delicate, the curly end of the whisker.
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
You were right. It glistens with some kind of moisture. The creature in front of you stays frozen. The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. It's warning. A sudden shiver passes the limb. Looks like the creature is awakening. Wave by wave, some sort of countdown processes. It tastes like sugar, very faint. The anthropod towers odorless. Another shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back. As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface. And just like that, it's gone, skating away across the sea, and something under it. In the place it stood, bobbing there, among the reeds.
It's gone. Apparently, yes. Like a water strider. Looks like a nest of some sort. We should have a look.
What now?
In some kind of strange, semi-catatonic.
Our suspect is not looking so good. We need to check on him.
Или им Есть ни одно подозрение. Возможно, что никаких фазмидов нет.
This passport, issued by the Sovereign Republic of Oranje, is issued to a black-haired woman.
Classia's hidden documents. From the MT boy.
It's Clausia, with short black hair and gloves.
Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classia's, or whatever her name was. Hiding place, or...
Вот я тоже так думаю.
Perhaps. but that still doesn't explain how it got into the nest. Like a magpie? What a coincidence. Then it would also have collected the other objects, which would be highly unusual.
By now, the lieutenant has accepted your unusual.
I can see how the helmet could wash up.
A curious octopus would do something similar, or even a cuttlefish.
Phasmids are not capable of holding grudges. Only you. She said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith. Anouk Meyer-Smith.
Katarzyna Alazia was supposed to be her real name. I told you she kept lying to you. She's probably lying to someone else right now, in another city.
Yes, somehow she managed to lie to us one more time. In a way, she's still lying to us right now. I don't know, but it's not Katarzyna Alasia or Klasia or Anouk Meyer-Smith. Perhaps it's better that we...
What is it? What do you
Something is very wrong with him now.
see?
Mr. Dross?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring, black eyes glazed over and bulging from like an addict of some terrible substance. A light shiver passes him.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The good news is, this solves our transportation problem, doesn't it, Mr. Dross?
The trembling mouth.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him old age and shock. The appearance of the Phasmid in conjunction with the stress of the arrest. He spent his entire life here. For him to leave would be...
He stares into the reeds. Nothing.
If Kuno kicked it into the sea, as he said he did, the ebb would put it back here. This makes sense. Mr. Dross could have picked it up. Or the Phasmid even. If it did, this...
No reaction. He's breathing.
Did you take this passport and other papers?
The spirits.
He hears us. This...
No reply.
Try something else?
I lost.
He turns his eyes to the reeds again.
He lost the scope. Then it somehow made its way over there. With the help of a magpie Phasmid? This sight is a T9, Mr. Dross. Was it attached to the rifle when you made the shot?
Silence. Not even. You've gotten all you will out of this. The plastic cape flaps around his face. The blacks of his eyes are receding. The strength has all gone out of him. Just frail old bones in a sack of tracksuit trousers and a wind.
We should think about getting back to the mainland. To get help. He'll be safe here.
Подумаешь, там некий расы нету, поэтому как-то было все не так в бою.
ICM. This feels familiar somehow.
Insul Indians, it isn't militia. It's the official name of the commune.
Sounds an awful lot like.
It does. The RCM may descend from the ICM. It's impossible to say. It was chaos after the war. The name was good for getting people to join us. Revachol West was mostly...
Nice political thoughts rush through your neocortex. A mediocre athlete would pant from dragging around his body on a busted crutch. But not you. You're thinking about politics, with blood dripping down your thigh.
There were all sorts of groups and groupuscules back then. It doesn't really matter. No. Upside down.
With its horns in the sky, the symbol of the commune.
No, that's the uninhabited archipelago.
A DeLorean-era symbol of Insulinda, known as the face in the sea.
After 44 years? That's not nearly enough to hide what happened here, Lieutenant Gefreiter. One of these barrels was still leaking fuel, as you saw. The city is full of things like this. Old bullets, guns.
The dry grass crackles under your feet as you stop. Far away, birds wing. The flock of quail departs. Now more than 100 meters away, 102, on the islet, there is almost no wind, just the light movement of air, like a silent orchestra tuning at the beginning of some major work. A silent hiss, sea air, the faraway roar of the sea, a low hum. The air flows out of a pillbox window. There is very little there. The air cosset, a jitter, a sound impatient to happen, but not yet.
Yes? It is. Is that why we are stopping?
The lieutenant nods. The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island.
Ah, yes. So it seems. For bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And supplies? You could also lock the...
As a defensive measure, lock it off that side of the bay.
From enemies. Enemies of the commune of Revachol. This sea fort was a revolutionary fortification.
The skiff is swaying on the waves by the dock.
Let's. We are done here.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you get in. The ride back is uneventful and quiet. But for the sound of conversation on the water, the two men and a woman stand on the concrete square of a nameless village, looking at a small yellow boat as it draws. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Look what the tide brought him. Harry, you're bleeding all over the place. You're...
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've just... This is the man with sunglasses from the Whirling in Rags. But where are his sunglasses?
That's right. And you're bleeding.
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstein. I believe we've met on several occasions.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean Vicomar. And this is your special task force. Or what's left of it. Special Consultant Trent Heilerstam, Patrol Officer Judith Minot.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Precinct 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation...
The scene is making even him feel as though he has to justify your actions.
We might need your help with something later.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
Letting the lieutenant know he shouldn't feel embarrassed over the shitstorm that's about to befall you.
Bothered by it? Harry, you look like you need a fuck. Oh, fuck it. Let's not get into that. We're not forgetting about anything.
Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe that...
This is the horse-faced woman. I don't know why you named her that, but it was beyond idiotic.
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably get going.
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
Shit kid. What an interesting moniker.
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went. Shit, kid. He didn't betray you. He just told us the direction you went in. Who's Sylvie? Super. Whore. Foreigners.
And people on the street helped us too.
You're a legend among the drunks, Harry. A legendary local drunk. You. Shit.
Maybe you've deserved it.
Guilty as charged. I heard you'd lost your mind and your memory. I wanted to see if it was true. And it was. Good work, Harry. You're insane now. There's one less person for me.
He was too sarcastic for you to realize who he was.
Did you? Or did you literally not recognize my face? We've been partners for how long?
Absolutely no idea. He's right. Don't start guessing. Now's not a good time.
It's okay. I didn't come here to gloat or to fool you. Neither did he, actually. We're just worried.
That's right. Worried. I'm always worried about you. Every time you don't show up to work, or when you do about stink. You're a worry fest. She's worried about you. I'm worried about you. Even Special Consultant Backpedal is worried about you. Everyone worries instead of working.
Yes, I'm Trant Heilerstein. I never said I wasn't Trant Heilerstein. Mikael? Mikael's my son. No, I was just interested in the Feld building and the Martinez beachhead. And Mikael, what indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s, like partial psychotraumatic amnesia, group personality theory.
He's here to see if you're insane. He is smart. Let's move on. Duped? Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Don't be a morbid drunk and you won't be duped so easily.
Yes, I'm still Kim Kisuragi, still a lieutenant from Precinct 57.
Still caught up in this crossfire, too.
Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells? Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn major crimes unit. There's you, me, Jude, Tron fucking Heidelstown, and Guillaume baby.
I'm technically just a civilian.
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show. Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Bevy is a police reporter who joined our team. He was really good. Then he left because he lost faith in your ability. Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer is...
Is this Guillaume Bevy blonde and partial to sunglasses?
See? There. He's getting it. I was impersonating him. Look at me, I'm G Bevy. It was going to be funny, but then you really did have brain damage. So not so much anymore.
He sincerely thought it was going to be amusing for both of you.
Я пытаюсь понять, ничего не понимаю.
Do. It's a major crimes unit. We cleared the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We are shit tier now, Harry. Because of you.
The 41st isn't...
Where have we been? We've been fucking off as far as I remember. You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All we burn. Detect or die. Here we go. Alcoholic delirium. The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant, this is where you come.
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors. He talks without slurring. He can drive a boat. He's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia. Episodic and...
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, Isola, Pell, and so on.
As displayed in a station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
He is. He's getting better. And I can confirm that he drank a lot of alcohol.
I believe he drank. People do that, especially this one. What they don't do.
But Detective Vigmer, he has blanked out before. Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks case. The other when we looked into that mirror.
So you don't remember not remembering. Beautiful. The two cases in your ledger. The unsolvable case and the next world. Those cases were hard.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained. Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world team, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed hardwired to the free market. He just needed for it to end.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in a major crimes unit? Is he a crétin now? I want to know that.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
No one even mentioned that. I misphrased my question. It should have been, is he able to put his clothes on and use the body? Or do we need to get him on a disability pension? Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here. No, now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry? Ah, so refreshing. He just admits it. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for destroying 45,000. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips out of your hand. Not today, badge.
And your gun?
As if having your badge and gun are natural stakes, not achievements. What is it with all these material objects?
He has it. And he didn't drop it. You're drunk like a bum, Harry. Put that thing away before you kill someone. So you forgot to drink? I don't buy it. Why do you smell like a corpse then?
He's wounded. It's been a long week, and he's handled an actual corpse.
A bit of a week? You're drunk, and you let a suspect escape, a certain Clasier, because you were too drunk to assess a flight risk.
We've read the reports, Harry. Lieutenant Kitsuragis. We know.
Oh well, if she was nice. I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect, who also escaped. Or the fact that you're Everclear's little peony now, doing I don't know what for him. That's small-time stuff. That's nothing. That's a humor compared to the 6 people who were gunned down. The streets are literally red with blood, Harry. It was...
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired and vetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois. He did so at considerable risk to his person. Remember, he was shot. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been. Detective, it's better if I do that.
It's so much better if he does this. 1,000,000 times better.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation. You've spent the week with him, on this case. What on Lieutenant Yefretor du...
Well, the drinking, the gun losing, also losing the badge. That's all true. Although he has not been drinking on the job.
See?
1 week.
Then there's the boring cop issue. Despite all the obvious and almost grotesque mannerisms and sartorial choices, he still insists he isn't characteristic enough. It's worrying, especially considering his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a Mazovian socio-economist. He wants to liquidate the ruling class, which, again, for a police officer...
You should yell something. Yes, let's let the...
And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, something I was not present for. But despite all this, he is a great detective. One of the best I have seen. He can talk human beings into telling him anything, and he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped working on the case. He is tireless. Mad. Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke, which, by the way, I have to disagree with you, Mr. Vicmar, was a valiant effort. He really sang his heart out.
Okay, he did something.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case, and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator, locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a revolutionary brigade who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also discovered a
New species?
a colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds.
He takes out the photo of the phasmid and shows it to the officers. You hear gasps beneath the howling of...
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Я абсолютно убежденный коммунист. Ай, ладно, давайте бахнем.
Fucking hell. Is this somehow connected to the case?
The killer did not seem to be aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
So it is
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary. I don't...
Yes. It really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something that's made him forget his sadness. Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym. The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother's name instead. This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was overturned after the revolution failed.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would...
Thank you, Trot. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory.
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it would...
He wasn't quite sure about the straggler before he heard this detail. It must have convinced him.
Jarusi, I thought this Lilianovich was an old man, to have been hiding for 50 years.
A strange psychosexual fascination, the result of spending all this time in solitude on the islands of this bay, and trauma too. He himself gave up. Also, we have ballistics from the gun, matching the bullet found in the dead mercenary's head.
It's a clean win.
Oh, it's way more than that.
Get over yourself. You're not a perfectionist. You're a cop and you did a good job, with a lot of help, and none of this can hide the smell of booze on the wind.
God damn it. Doesn't it ever leave? It is there, like in your bones or something. It will pass in time.
Female?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female, and the...
Incredible.
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such...
Bowers are built by males of the species who can't afford colorful mate.
Must be robust if it can move a helmet with its limbs. As in cloning itself? What makes you think so? Well, Then it wouldn't matter if it's a male or female. The bower would just be rudimentary behavior from before the...
That makes sense.
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out the whole species.
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looked like reed tufts on its limbs.
Incredible. The PR value of this is
This would really help with some of the,
Absolutely, this is great. This does not say vigilante murderers to me at all. This says science, news, human...
Without it,
You're doing good here. Perhaps only for a moment, but still.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open. In Martinez, where Evrard and Edgar Clare have ears everywhere.
And eyes, too.
understood, of course.
But a case against Everard.
I would prefer not to partake in anything union-related, for...
This has to be good stuff for him to backpedal out of it.
Yes, yes. Fallen through a gap.
the body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry.
Still, good work with the missing person, detective.
Who's Kuno?
You don't want to know.
You're right, Lieutenant. I don't. You snorted the drugs, I know you did. It's alright. I don't know what a Doom commercial area is. Why? That's not what you were
There was a fridge we needed and a possible witness. He was just chasing a lead and ended up advising a local shopkeeper. It was a...
Of course. Call it community outreach, right?
Dodged the bullet there. For a moment it seemed like you were just wasting time.
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder. So I have to.
Anything that ends the trial is okay with me.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
The man looks westward, jingling his car keys in it.
Who are you? Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but...
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your the fact that you don't seem to know what homosexuality is, and how you're able to perform a 360-degree spin.
Also, this guy. Just...
Of course. Contact Mike.
He's been on about Mike again. I hate that guy. Oh, you don't say. Does he also vault an impassable gulf of...
It is getting cold out.
In your 20s or late 20s, you've really let yourself go since then. Yes, you taught gym in Cool. I believe that's the term. Taught gym at a high school.
The smell of sweat and Kuro is just east of Jamrod. It was a short walk every morning to the baseball field.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Acel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you are so juvie.
His smirk suggests barely contained laughter.
The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you are. Oh.
You, every morning.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that.
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Oh,
You really went with it too. Really, Max.
Dora something. Dora England. Yeah, you mentioned it.
Not Dora Dubois.
Something like that.
Vasa is where beautifully and impossibly blonde people come from.
No one is married anymore. God, I don't know. 6 years ago, she was way...
6 years and you haven't gotten over it. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah. Or 7. Incredibly bangable. She was incredibly fuckable. A beautiful bourgeois woman. Wayfish. Like a Welkin.
Snow Welkin. Pain Welkin.
I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was. When you...
Look, the sun is about to go down. It's time to go home.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. Hard to say which came first, the middle-class chick or... My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist? A forensic psychiatrist? Go talk to that.
In other words, he's heard enough about this.
No. You're too unstable to work for a mob boss. You're suicidal, Harry. No mob boss would take you.
I assure you, I wouldn't consult for...
He would immediately. I told you it's not that bad.
Us? We're the bloody murder station, haven't you heard? We're the bad guys. No one likes us.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You are just understaffed, and everyone respects the 41st. You have Captain...
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and the district is too big, which is...
Get back to it. We left Mac the Torso Torson and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a...
They are damn iconic though, Torson.
Yeah, not like us. God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers. You and I reconceptualized it as a task force.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me.
He's anything but a loser.
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the founders of the...
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force.
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys. They speak of change, the city,
So he remembers that. Yes, there may have been a raid on some churches. It wasn't good press.
Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town, to be clear.
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it. I'm not talking about this anymore. Your security clearance is shit tier right now. You have to wait for...
Your clearance will not go up while you're within earshot.
Okay. It's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with...
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershore. Faubourg, technically, but it's divided into 11 districts.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you.
Thank you again, Lieutenant. Who is Lee?
She lives at 1113 Tabernacle.
Tabernacle? It's on the way over. Near where you live on Perdition.
Fine. If we're gonna...
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's their discovery. They should know as soon as possible. It would do you...
She is going to be over. Watch out, or she'll faint.
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all these. Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of 2 captains with my doom-mongering. Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
Would fit in. And crazy enough. Can take the stress. This truly came as a surprise to him.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountains, even.
I do like the sound of that.
Кстати, с нами.
He's really considering it.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Trump brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to
Under the afternoon sky, The great district hums. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls, and chimney stacks. Fire traps as far as you close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slide. Dawson? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmere? Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Potomley Price gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
Это мы и закончили. Я пока... Не, что не будет этого уже, понятное дело. Я надеялся, что будет какой-то момент, эти вот, типа, последствия раскроют. Но последствия как-то не очень раскрыли. То есть, ну, все выборы, все что я делаю в игре, оно непонятно, к чему оно в итоге меня привело. Наверное, если подводить итоги, игра хорошая. Мне даже любопытно ее перепройти стало. Ну, типа, арестовать эту женщину. Пытаться как-то выкрутиться из этой ситуации с веселкой. И фармить лук. Мне сам даже стало любопытно, что было бы, если прокачать все свои эти мозговые штучки. К чему это привело бы? Еще любопытно, как много людей над игрой работало. Ну, уже достаточно много. 9 часов, получается, проходил. Здравствуйте, кстати. Вот, а вот не зря, а вот не зря. Вот вспомнили, а такое надо постримить. На самом деле нет, но приятно. На самом деле я еще позавчера задумался о том, чтобы сегодня постримить. Как вы поживаете? Все у вас хорошо? Я тут немножечко начал углубляться в C-Sharp. Я понял, знаете, что я понял? Насколько прикольно, когда вы... CZ! У меня к вам вопрос. Вы у вас какой-нибудь Visual Studio стоит? Казахстан. Говорят, красивый город. А, да, у вас же, наверное, проблем уже сейчас нету. Ну да. Просто вопрос был бы такого характера, что а чё как? Как... Ладно, до того, как вы, переехав, сделали себе, у вас не было проблем с его установкой? Обновлением, еще что-то? Я просто такой, надо поизучать, углубить свои знания в C-Sharp. Такой, окей. Качаю Visual Studio, установщик запускаю, а он не хочет. Community, или как он там называется, версия, не помню. Он не хочет, он не хочет ничего делать. Говорит, нет. Типа он ничего не находит, ничего не скачивает. У меня есть подозрение, что это потому, что его Microsoft запретили это делать. Вы что-то про это слышали? А если слышали, ну я про это же. Ну, ладно, обновление он вообще забанил. Ну я такой, ну ладно. Хатаб жив, говорят. И пошел в хатабню. Да, я подумал, потом подумал и похатаблю чуть-чуть. И захатабил. Всё. Там, конечно, у меня одного этого не было. Да, ну я уже заканчиваю. Как вы видите, я на самом деле весь день стримил сегодня. Уже заканчиваю. Ну, периодически буду. Сейчас уже буду. Я надеюсь, что сейчас будет почаще, но не так, ну не до вечера. Не как сейчас. Так, то есть там, ну, если в 12, в час, может быть, с утра. Но, грубо говоря, там 3, 4, 5 часов, может, посижу максимум. И потом уже пойду своим делом заниматься. И то не каждый день, и вообще. Спасибо, что забежали. Забегайте еще. Не теряйтесь. Надеюсь, в Алмате обживайтесь. У вас будет все хорошо. Давайте, удачи. Всем, и не только вам, и всем остальным тоже. Всем пока. Пошли же посиделочки. Завтра, надеюсь, будет Грейфьярд Кипер. Возможно... Нет, я хочу Грейфьярд Кипер посидеть немножечко. Да. Завтра будем покопаем могилки. Там аддоны всякие я поставил. Будем аддонить. Задонить. Ага. Все, всем удачи. Пока-пока.